and like, ah, you're too noisy. And like, I said, you don't have to be around me. Oh.
Friendship may actually go beyond just relating on a
superficial
basis.
There's the adage that says, show me your friends and I'll tell you who you are.
There are some of us who are not very good at regular visit, but because they are friends,
you have to.
In order to maintain that friendship.
The emotional state of the parents is usually directly proportional to the emotional state of the children.
Hello viewers, welcome again to our favorite family show, The Living Room, right here on Equa Television International. Thank you again for tuning in to watch this program, and as we go on, please do not touch that dial, remain with us. My name is Amaka Ocheke, and today we'll be talking about home security. And very nicely and interestingly, an expert, that's what he is, and the field is here in the studio with me to dissect this very important issue, especially with what we're seeing in Nigeria now. So in the studio with me today is Mr. Lasan Baba. He's a fellow of the Security Institute and a retired director of the Department of State Services. Thank you very much, sir, for being with us.
Thank you for having me today.
Yes. So he's an expert, as you've heard. He's retired from the Department of State Services, and he was a director there. So he knows about security. So, sir, when we say security, what exactly do we mean?
Well, thank you. When we say security, we are just talking about safety.
Okay.
That is the simplest way we can put it. Safety.
Okay, safety.
Safety.
Yes. And Nigeria now, the way things are going, many of us feel unsafe. Many of us feel unsafe at home, as we drive around for our businesses, wherever we are, people are tense, and we don't feel safe. So that's why we decided to have this discussion on home security. At least we start with that, because I know that there's safety also we need to be safe in other areas of our life, but we'll start with home security. So what is home safety, home security? Well, when we talk about that, what are we talking about?
When we talk about home security, we are talking about the safety of the home. How safe is the home? The home is supposed to be safe for the structure, and then the occupants or the inhabitants or dwellers of the home.
So the building that houses the home,
yes,
has to be safe.
Has to be safe.
And then the inhabitants too,
yes,
have to be safe. Okay, so if we don't have that safety, what are the likely things that would happen?
Of course,
the
home is going to be threatened. There will be threat of attack, threat of collapse of the building, which will threaten the lives of the occupants, and invasion of the place. And if you have a home, it should be a place you can go and sleep with two eyes closed. When the home is unsafe, it means you will sleep with only one eye, if possible. That is at most, if you sleep at all, with one eye closed
and if you
and
don't
one
sleep,
open.
And if you don't sleep well, you're not rested.
The consequences are so grave.
Yes. So, where do we start with this home safety? What are the issues? What are the things we need to do as we talk about this home safety?
Well, to start with, we say a home is a place of dwelling, either for an individual or group of individuals, most especially the family. The home could be just one room in an environment, or more than one room. Or most people live now in in fenced houses
Okay.
with gates.
Mm.
So there are various
Types
types
of
of homes.
Yeah.
So, but the home is a place where an individual or
A group of people.
group of
live.
people dwell. Now, the issue with the home is where do you choose to be your home?
Oh, okay. That is important too.
It's important. Do you go human beings think about safety before locating, establishing their homes. They think of safety.
We should think of safety. It's
We
like
should
sometimes some
think
of
of
us don't
safety.
think of safety before we establish our homes.
Even
okay.
animals don't establish homes anyhow. They consider safety. Take, for example, birds. Do you know where an eagle puts its nest? Is it accessible?
No,
Can any other animal threaten the nest of an eagle?
no. I hear they are set in high places in
Very,
caves
very,
of rocks.
very difficult places.
to access.
If you check birds where they build their nests, usually at the tip of the branch that no human
Okay, can easily
can
have
easily
access to.
access their nest. A security consciousness of their home and all that is in the home. So also human beings. You cannot see where it is flood prone and you go and build your house there. What will happen?
When there is flood.
When there's flood, it will wash away the home. When you know this place has history of insecurity, and you go and build there, or you go and rent a place there, what happens to you? You should know that this place is not good for you and your family. It's not good to start a home there. So if you go and start a home in that kind of environment, you are endangering your life and the life of the occupants
Your family.
of your family.
But I think, sir, sometimes the problem is not just that people just want to take risk. I think sometimes it's people do not have options. Let me put it like that. Maybe those unsafe places are the cheaper places to rent a house.
If you say it's
Or
cheap,
you can get free.
if you say
And
free
there's
or
no money.
cheap,
Yeah.
security is a costly business.
Wow.
Because
Okay.
look at it this way. Security and insecurity, which one would you prefer?
Security now. Security.
So if you want a cheap one that is insecure, if whatever happens to
Yeah.
one,
There's a lot
then-
at stake.
there's a lot at stake. So one's life is more important than money or anything one can think of. So
Okay.
the choice of location is very important. Well, in building a house, for example, if you decide to use cheap material because you think that it's cheap, let me use cheap material. Will it last? It can collapse.
Yeah. And some buildings
Some
in Nigeria
people
have collapsed.
We've seen building collapse everywhere in Nigeria today because of what? Choice of material to save cost. Look at the roofing, for example. It's another problem. And if you build a house, you don't want to fence it because you think it's expensive. You are exposing yourself to a lot of what?
Security
issues. If you build a fence around your house and the top is not secured, either put Senkotina wire or the new modern wire that they electrified to further enhance the security of that place. A fence can easily be scaled if the top is not protected.
Okay.
So there's need for that to be taken into consideration too. If you build a fence and there's no good gate, not just gate, but a good gate.
What do you mean by a good gate?
A gate that you can close and put padlock.
Okay.
That nobody can access it except the occupant opens it.
Okay.
So those are
So
the
that
certain
means
issues.
that means before when people are building houses, they must put all this into consideration.
Of course, yes.
And then those who want to rent, when you are going house hunting, you should also check for all these things.
Things.
Before you rent a house. All
And
right.
even in the house, when you build a house, how are the doors? How are the doors? Are they secured? Are they strong doors? Or they are doors that you can just use one fist and they'll give way?
Okay. So that is also an important
Yeah, and you have to
consideration.
secure the door, even put burglar proof at the door. The windows, how secure are they? There must be a burglary proof inside. Some put their own outside. It is wrong. So put this
Burglary
device
proof
inside,
Okay. Not outside.
not outside.
But sir, concerning this burglary proof, in developed countries, it's seen as a fire hazard, and burglary proofs are not put in houses. It's only, well, in Nigeria, maybe some other African countries, I don't know, that we put burglary proof in our houses.
Well, in those climes, their security systems are different from our own.
Okay.
Their security challenges are different from our own here. So we're doing what we are doing now because of our own
Security
peculiarities.
yeah. Okay.
So if we
Because
say
I know if we don't put burglary proof, I know people just break into your house.
even if you put, people who put, they say what?
People still break in, then
break into
but it will
attack.
be worse if
It will be worse if you don't put at all.
so burglary proof should be put, but they should put inside,
Inside.
not outside. Okay.
Then lighting. There should be adequate lighting of the outside. Most people don't put security light. Say, it will consume a lot of unit.
And people are trying to manage because light tariffs have also gone up.
They've
So
gone up.
people are trying to
But
manage
once
their
the
resources.
security is paramount. Security is more important. When there is a challenge, we do this until we are getting away with it. By the time the security challenge will come, we will say, so ask, did you put security light? I said, no. Why?
Money.
Money.
Money,
So,
sir.
That is one aspect that we should take into consideration. We should put adequate lighting in and outside the house.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so what function does the light perform?
If there's anybody that's about to come in or any intruder,
Okay, you can see.
you use it to be seen. The intruder will be what? Will be seen easily. But if there is no light, of course, you are facilitating the intrusion.
You can't see.
You can't see. Even if you peep, you can't see. But if you the place is properly illuminated, if there's any intrusion, you can easily. It will be easier to see and spot.
Okay,
than
those people before they come in.
before they come in.
Okay. So are there other things we need to do in the building, in the house and the compound?
Yeah.
To
In the house, there are so much that can be done. One, where do you put your bed in the bedroom?
Is that important to say?
Yes.
Okay.
If you put your bed by the window, anybody can put hand through the window. Just can break and just get the occupant.
No, now you are saying it is making sense. But you know, sometimes people want to be near the window because they want fresh air. They even put the bed so that the head of the bed is just under the window so that fresh air can be
It's a
entered.
very, very big risk.
Okay.
So if there are two windows, you can put the head of the bed in between. Where somebody, if the person at arm's length away from the window,
Okay. Yeah, so that if anybody wants to put his
wants
hand,
to
he won't
put it,
get
I
to you.
cannot get at the occupant.
Okay.
But if we go and put it by the window, even our study tables, don't put it near the window. If you put it near the window, anybody can easily
Put their hands
put
on.
it and get you or get your documents.
That's a lot, though. Some of us already have our things put around windows and all that. And that means even in planning the house, the architect has to have that at the back of his mind when he's designing the house.
In fact, architects are supposed to work with security consultants to
Wow.
design houses.
Houses.
Because the security input is key.
Okay.
For example, you build a house, only one entrance. What if there is there's no escape route? No escape door. There should be an escape door
Okay.
in the house.
So every house should have at least 2 doors.
At least 2 doors that lead out to the outside.
Okay.
Even the fence, there should be an escape gate, smaller, but
Where would that escape gate be?
maybe at the back, or just close by, where if the main door is being attacked, you can easily what? Escape
Through the other one.
through the other one.
But this can also be a challenge because now getting land to even build the house is very difficult, and the small one you get to now put another gate, and many times there's another compound next to it.
Yes.
So what do you do?
If you work in conjunction with your neighbor,
Okay.
that was why before now, if you are buying land, you have this first house will live 1.5 feet, the other one will live 1.5 feet. In between, there's 3 feet
Okay, in between houses.
in between houses. So that if you have a door here, you can use food.
Yeah.
You can easily open and what?
And go out.
And go out.
Yeah.
But today, we just like one fence.
But the fences are just.
Fence are just there.
Yeah.
It's difficult to have that second gate.
But ideally, we need a second.
We need a second
gate. Okay.
Another issue is the window. At least 1 or 2 windows in the house should be escape windows.
Explain that, sir.
You have the burglary proof installed,
Mm.
but you're supposed to cut it and put hinges on the other side and fix it back.
Okay, the burglary proof should have hinges so that I can open
You
it.
can open it.
Okay, and then escape through the
Escape.
window if need be.
Yes.
Okay.
At least
Okay.
two windows.
Two windows in the house.
In the house.
Okay, should have that.
Should have that.
Mm.
But nobody should use it except
In case of
in
emergency.
case of emergency. There could be fire that have blocked the main entrance.
Okay.
What do you do when you are trapped in the bedroom or inside? What do? You should have a way of what?
Escape.
Escaping.
Okay.
So fire extinguishers are necessary in the home. Because the threat is not just human threat. We have disasters too. We have disaster. We have fire disaster.
Hmm.
We have rainstorm. We have windstorm. And
So natural disasters.
natural
and
disasters
other
will
disasters
happen
could occur.
if they are occurring. What do you do? How do you help yourself?
So this brings to mind again the way people get angry, like for our cars, when road safety asks us for fire extinguisher. It's for our own good. So Mr. Baba is telling us this fire extinguisher is not even only for your car. We need fire extinguishers in our houses.
Yeah.
Like how many should we keep in the house?
You should keep at least 2 in the house.
2 fire extinguishers.
And if the man and his wife, maybe the children, should know how to fight fire in the kitchen. Getting fire service people to what?
Train
People
us.
how to fight fire.
So we should deliberately go and learn
Learn
that
how to fight fire in the home,
Okay.
particularly gas. Or if there is any electrical problem, explosion.
Problem.
What do you do? Most of us do not know what to do.
So that's something we need to train
We need-
ourselves in our home.
Yes.
So-
and communities can arrange with fire service
Okay, to come,
to come
train,
and do
okay.
train people
Within the community.
or streets, so that the street will be safer, the communities will be safer.
So that means when we're doing a street meeting, community meeting,
Yes.
it's not only to contribute money for end of year party,
No.
also contribute money to have them come and train you on security issues, including how to fight fires.
Yes.
Okay.
Including police, community police
Okay.
in the neighborhood. You are a neighborhood? Do you know the number of police around your area?
Me, I
People
don't.
don't
I'm
know.
guilty. I'm
We,
guilty too.
we don't see them as, we see them as we don't need them. But when the time comes, we look for the police that we detest. We will see them.
Okay, so on our phones, we should have numbers.
Of critical stakeholders, the fire service, the police emergency numbers, fire service emergency numbers, civil defense emergency numbers, and other critical stakeholders emergency numbers that you can call. Now that we have GSM now, you can call even in the toilet and call
Quietly.
if you are having a if there is any challenge.
Me, see my phone. I'm going to put the numbers immediately after this program. So please, let's put essential numbers: police, fire service, civil defense, right? You said. Yes, and your community police.
Community police,
Your
even
community
vigilante,
police number, your vigilante, you should
yeah.
have their numbers on your phone in case of emergency. We never know. Okay.
My house was, I had an incident near my house. I had to call the vigilante because I knew them. So I called them immediately without opening my gate. Before I knew it, they were
already there.
there.
Okay.
And they arrested the situation. What if I didn't know their number? To have been near disaster.
So it's important, like you talked about this community vigilante. I know some people get irritated and annoyed when they bring up the issues of community vigilante, because to maintain community vigilante, that means you also need to contribute, because they go around collecting money in the neighborhood, and some people don't want to contribute. Some people don't want to contribute.
We normally tell people security is an expensive business. I don't want to use a word that is maybe offensive on air, but it's an expensive business. But if you say it's expensive, try insecurity.
So we should be willing to invest in that.
Of course.
Yeah, we should be willing to invest in
We
that.
should be willing to invest in security, in our personal security, in the security of our homes, the security of our environment.
Okay.
Another one is, do you know that we are neighbors? Most of us don't know our neighbors. We don't know our neighbors. People live, as you enter a car in their house, you open the gate, you drive off, you are gone. You come back in the night, the same thing. Day in, day out, week in, week out.
I'm also guilty of that, because my immediate neighbors, the house next to me, the tenants keep changing. We've tried a few times to get to know the tenant, but when they park, they won't even tell you. Next time you see new people.
Even if you
They are
see
living.
people 10 times a day, try to know them. Because you
Okay.
can never know when they will become useful and when you can become useful to
To
them.
them. Okay. I will try and rectify that. I will try and rectify that too. Okay. So we need to have their numbers.
We need to have know the people around you. Then, issue of allowing access into the home. How do you treat your gate? How do you treat your home? Your main door into your house. You leave it open.
And I noticed some people, some houses I pass,
If
their gates are
the
always
gates
open.
are wide open. Your gate should be what? Control. Access should be controlled. Access control. If somebody wants to come, you have to get your permission before the person can be allowed access into your premises.
Okay.
And before is allowed access into the home, the house.
Okay, so what do we do? Like, now you have said it, I would know what to do if I have somebody knocks at my door. I may be able to peep and see who the person is, ask questions before. But when you have children at home, what do you do? Because sometimes children, once they just know, they are even competing who will open gate.
But they have to be trained.
Okay.
Train them that these are the dangers and this is the security procedure in the house.
Okay, so they should
If
open
somebody
door,
knocks,
open gate.
there should be a procedure of going to open. Who should answer? If the parents are in, the parents should answer. They said the parents say go and open.
Okay.
Then the child can go and open. If not, the child should not open without the permission of the parents.
There are many things we're learning to do. Okay. So we need to train our children
Train
and
the
people that
children.
live with us.
Live with you.
Okay.
It's just like somebody comes to call say, where is mommy? Say, mommy has gone to work. Where is she? Okay. I didn't see her at work. She went to work. Where? He or she will call the name. That is information given. unsolicited.
So we should train our
Children
not to-
who is at that end.
so not to give unsolicited, unnecessary information.
Yes.
Yeah.
Somebody comes to your house and say, your mommy said, like we had a case in this Husky. A woman went to the house, then knocked and said, I came to buy eggs. Then the man was not who was the child. Then the child called the father, and the father answered, say, okay, we've come to buy eggs. So the father said, okay, open the door so they can enter and buy the eggs. The woman entered. What happened? She managed to find her way into the bedroom of the man. I removed money, removed television. That the father said they should bring the television.
In the name of buying eggs.
Yes. She ended up not buying the eggs by taking the television and other things in the house. Who did that? The children allowed access. The man did not know.
That this was what this person was up to.
Yes. In buying egg, children were not taught that if the person is buying egg, the person should not enter the house. Should not enter the main building, but stay where the eggs are. So it caused a lot of problem. The woman disappeared with money and the television, the goods taken from the house. So if we train our children well, there's good communication. We can reduce it to the barest minimum. We can reduce it to the barest minimum.
So we need to train our children.
Yes.
So just a little aside. So who in their home now, who should be responsible to do this training of children?
Well, the parents.
Is it the mother, the father, or
The two of them.
both of them?
It's a joint project.
Yeah,
It's a joint project between the two parents.
Okay.
The father and the mother should do it together. Okay? If one is left to do it alone, the other one will not know what has been taught to the children.
Okay. So that everybody is on the
Be
same
on the
page.
same page.
Okay.
In home security management.
Okay.
Then we should not discuss our security measures outside the home. Some of us brag about it. I've installed some latest CCTV. I've installed this, I've done this, I've this. If I'm in US, I can see what is happening in my home. It is not advisable.
So we should minimize what we tell people.
Don't tell people about what you have in security measures in your home.
Yes.
Don't do it. It should not be done. We advise that people who have the means should install devices for monitoring, for detecting.
But you don't have to tell the people.
You don't have to tell the people. If you can put CCTV has helped a lot in investigation and even in prosecution, detection and prosecution of invaders or intruders
Into the home.
into the home. If you have the means, please go ahead and install put those devices there. But
you don't have to tell people.
Don't tell anybody.
Okay, I have put CCTV, I've put electric fence. The window in my bedroom, I can open it and go out too.
Those are things personal security measures that you've placed in the home to protect the home. If you tell anyone, X, now X will tell Y, because Y is the closest friend. Y will take Q is the closest friend. Before you know it, it has
Everybody
gone
has heard
Everybody
the story.
has had the story. Okay. So, and
your security measures should be kept private.
Private. It's
in your
for
home.
your home and your home alone.
And then part of the training, I think, we should also train our
The
children not to talk about
not to talk about it.
what we are
That's
doing.
what we are doing in the home to secure the home.
Okay.
Yes.
That's interesting. Okay, we are going on break now.
Okay.
Viewers, we've been talking about security in the home security, and he has raised many issues about how we should ensure security in our homes. Me, I've already seen I'm guilty on many charges, and I'm going to change. And one of the things he told us is on our phone, we should have important numbers: police number, vigilante number, fire service, civil defense, your neighbors' numbers. we should have on our phone. And your house should have at least 2 doors that are different in case of emergency. And your fence should also have 2 gates. One big one that everybody uses and one small one that is elsewhere where you can escape in case of emergency. He has said a lot of things and he's still going to say more. So we'll go on break. And when we come back, we'll still hear Mr. Baba still say more about security in the home. And then viewers, you can make your calls to contribute to the conversation or to ask questions. So see you right after the break. Please don't touch that dial. Hello viewers, my name is Amaka Ocheke. We anchor the program, The Living Room, right here on Equa TV International.
You are welcome to watch us every Monday.
The Living Room is a very interesting family program where we discuss everything you want to know about family.
Talk about our children's mental health.
Keep watching. Our program is always here, 5:30 every Monday. We want you to ask questions. We want you to phone in and drop topics that you want us to talk about, even on our media handle on Facebook. We're there. So keep watching, keep listening. The Living Room. Hello viewers, welcome back from our break. Thank you for not touching that dial and for remaining with us right here at the Living Room on Equa TV International. My name is Amaka Ocheke and I've been here with Mr. Lasan Baba, who is a retired director of the State Services. So that's what it is called, the Department of State Services, that's what it is called. And he's an expert on, it's apparent he's an expert on security issues. To have been a retired director couldn't have been a joke. So he's been telling us a lot about security in our homes. And another issue he has raised was the issue of training our children about how to open the gate, who should open, when we should open the gate, telling them not to talk about the things in our home, the security measures we have put in our home. They shouldn't go out and spread the news to other people. So we have to learn how to manage information with our children. And I think sometimes there are some very young children, you may not need to tell them everything because those ones tell everybody everything. So we need to manage information so that things are kept tight and safe. So other things.
Yes.
About
There
security.
is something that we normally do that is commonly done by families. That is the key to the house. When they are going, they leave the
Under the rug
under the rock,
or by the
foot
window.
mat, they put it there, or flower pot, they put it under, or inside the flower pot, or under the flower pot, or they just shift the window, put it there, and anybody that comes knows where it is. And when they are coming in, irrespective of who is coming with them, they just go and pick the key.
So people are seeing.
People see where what you are doing.
So what can they do? Because I think sometimes people do it because of convenience and maybe because there are so many people in the house, there are not enough keys to go around.
Devise a way of making it difficult for anybody to know where you keep your keys.
Okay.
If children go to school, definitely they will come back and they will need to open to have access to the house.
Yeah.
So, but make it such that it is more difficult for anybody.
So it's not something anybody can easily
Just know where to locate the key.
Because I notice even when I've watched films, when people come to a house, they are looking for how to enter. People just leave the mat, go to the flower pot. They'll just get the key and open and get access into the house. So yes, that is a dangerous practice.
A dangerous practice. Then the lighting. If you are going to bed, all electrical appliances, or if you are leaving the house, either going to bed or leaving the house. All of you, everybody is leaving. All electrical appliances must be put off.
Wow.
If you are going to bed, put them off. Except maybe the fridge and freezer. But everything.
Because it's the fridge and freezer. I wanted to complain
They,
about that.
they will have to leave on. And the mother in particular should check the kitchen 3 times, at least 2 times.
Okay, what are we checking for?
Whether there is a gas left on.
That is a serious matter. It has happened in my house like 2 or 3 times. And most especially when I have visitors.
Yes.
They don't seem to switch off the gas well. So you come in, the gas is smelly. So yes.
The running tap. On closed windows
And doors.
and doors. Make sure you check everything.
I think in my house we've slept with open doors on a number of occasions. Everybody thinks the other person locked the door.
So
Then you get up in the morning, the door is not locked.
because everyone is expecting the other one to have done it, but if we have the mother to take that responsibility, she's always the last person to go to bed. According to our families, what we see in families.
Me, I think fathers. So because when it happened in my own house, I told my husband, "You're the head of the house. You're the one supposed to check that all the doors are locked." So when he's talking, I say, I said he should be checking the door." I say, "Yes, you're our daddy. So you check the doors and make sure we are safe."
I think that both parents should check the doors.
Okay.
Both parents should check. But when you say both should check, I may be thinking my wife has checked. My wife will be thinking I have checked, but I never did. She never did.
No, in our house now we have decided my husband is the final checker.
So if you have that as the person that
I
says
check, but he's the final.
you do the
because
final check.
He goes to bed last.
Okay. So if he's not there, what happens?
Then if it's me now, I have to check.
So
Whoever is the oldest.
oldest in the family. If
Yes.
the parents are not there, the most senior
Yeah,
in the
child, yes.
child in the house should take that responsibility and should be trained to do it. Not assumption. Don't assume. He or she should not assume that all is well.
So we should be trained to check our
check.
doors and our windows
Electrical appliances are always off
off
when
before we go to
before
bed.
we go to bed or before we leave the house completely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very important. So those electrical, because I've seen many fires in homes from electrical appliances left on. And I know a family where they left the iron on or something, and then
Yes.
the house caught fire. And there was loss of life.
Some will iron and then put the iron back on the
Board.
cloth and leave it on the board and leave it.
So it will get hot and the
Get
cloth
hot
will
and-
catch fire.
So all are those little things that we have to do
To ensure that.
to ensure that we are safe. Then the house environment. Sometimes we have ladders, climbers. We have other things that can be used to climb the fence. If we have them in the house, we should have a definite place where they are kept.
Not leaving them leaning on the fence.
They should not lean on the fence. They have no business on the fence. Should have a special place where
Where
they are kept.
kept. Okay. Then me too, I have one thing that you shouldn't leave outside, because I've seen it happen to a colleague. Mortar and pistol. People
Pistol in
found
particular.
and they leave
And,
it outside. I know somebody that the thieves came and they used that
Use it
thing
to
and
climb.
broke
Either climb
things.
or to use the pestle to what? To break in.
Yes. So my husband is always particular about, have people brought in the mortar and pistol? Sometimes when he goes round, he brings it in, because the children sometimes they'll still leave it outside.
That's why I say the parents should be
Must
the
check.
last
Yeah.
people to check around to ensure that nothing is left
Outside
or
he has-
undone that is supposed to have been done.
Okay.
Yes. People come in with certain items. People they come say, they say we should bring this gift to the parents or to your family. The children will say, they will just go and carry into the house.
Okay.
It's dangerous. We have a history. Delegua was killed with what? By what?
Letter bomb.
Letter bomb. There are many who have been killed by what? Such stuff. So if we train our families and our children how to, if there is an item like that comes, we should have a particular place where to be dropped. It will be there for some days before it is
Put into the house.
put into the, or before it is opened.
Opened.
Don't go ahead and start opening immediately. There may be some attractive things that will attract children in particular.
But we shouldn't be in a hurry to
Don't be in
open,
a hurry to open
gifts
gifts that come into the house.
or messages that come into the
Messages
house.
or mails, bulky mails.
Okay.
Watch out if there are oils around if it's an envelope, whether there are some dents, anything that looks like oil.
Anything that will make it look suspicious. that
Suspicious.
something is up. Yeah.
People, we should be suspicious of everything that is coming into our home.
Okay. So everybody's antenna must be up.
Everybody's antenna must be up.
Okay. Viewers, while we're on this, so our phone numbers are on the screen. So please, you can call in to contribute or to ask questions. So he has already told us now, everybody, your antenna must be up. You must be suspicious of everything. So don't be quick to accept things like that. You must scrutinize and train your children to do same before we accept things. Okay.
Do you know your husband's car number?
Do I know my car number?
Your car number.
If I see it, I know it, but to
No,
climb
and
it,
now if
oh my goodness, I'm too guilty of so many things today.
so these are things that we should know. Your car number, the phone number of
The people in your
the
house.
people in your family. Your children should know your numbers.
At least I've got that one. My children know my phone number since they were
Uh-huh.
small.
They
I
should
made
know
them
that.
learn it. Yes.
Then the children should know your name, first name. They know their father's first name.
Not just daddy and
Not
mommy.
just daddy and mommy. No. And the children, we should know our children's names. There are parents who ask them, what is the name of your first child? Say, baby or boy.
That one is very funny.
It sounds
we need
funny.
to know. Well, I think that would be worse maybe for people who have so many children. But you should know your children's names.
We ask, what is your first son's name? Or the last son's name? Boy. Boy.
Yaro.
Yaro, daddy. They call the boy daddy.
Okay.
So
All right.
the children should know the parents' names. There are many families that children don't know their the parents' names.
Okay.
Okay, somebody is calling. Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. Based on this, hello.
We can hear you. Go on.
Based on this program, I want to ask questions.
Go ahead, sir. What's your name, sir?
What about weapons? What type of weapons should be kept in the house?
Okay. What's your name, sir? Where are you calling from?
Sir,
What's your name and where are you calling from?
my name is Musa Zam from Kaduna State.
Okay, thank you. He will respond to your question now. Thank you for calling
okay.
in. Yes. So, sir, what kind of weapons should you keep in your house?
For those, to keep a weapon in your house, like what kind of weapon? You should have like a stick around. But when we talk of weapon, we talk of those that can be licensed.
Guns.
Guns. If you are a licensed gun owner, you should keep it where children do not have access to it. You should keep it where you can easily access it. No. What if you are angry? Sometimes you are angry just because you easily accessible. You can easily your hand. Keep it where it can be very difficult for you to access.
And your children too.
And your
don't
children should not have access to it.
I remember when I was growing up, while playing, one of our uncles had a pistol. And we had access to the pistol. We were playing with the pistol, shooting ourselves. It's just God. Now looking back that there were no bullets because we face ourselves and be pressing the trigger. So I can imagine if there were bullets inside.
You have just finished those children. So it is not a status symbol. It's not a status symbol. You don't brag about it. I have a gun. No. If you brag about it, it means you are further endangering your life and the lives of people in your home, because people now are conscious that you are armed, and when they are coming in, they just come. They don't waste time.
They
They just clear you, because if they don't clear you,
you clear them.
you clear them.
Okay. So having a gun too is also something we shouldn't be telling people that
You
we
shouldn't,
have.
don't tell people that you have it.
And it's not on New Year's Day, you too, as people are shooting fireworks, you too, you come out and
You
shoot your gun,
fire
up
gun.
so that people will know that you have guns. I think that's not something we should do.
Don't keep weapons at home, because it may backfire
If we are not licensed.
if you are not licensed. If you are not licensed, you are doing an illegal thing. So if you have one, go and legalize it. Or else, if you are caught, you face the music.
Then somebody told me that they always keep an axe in their house. That in case of fire, they'll be able to break the windows and the burglary proof. And maybe if a thief just puts his hand, they can cut the hand.
No, those ones, if you keep an axe in the house, you are even endangering the lives of people around. Somebody who may be temperamental will be a member of the family.
Okay.
And if there is any maybe misunderstanding,
So easily go and pick
they
it.
easily go and pick it. People have killed themselves with weapons
They're in the house.
in the house. So if you must keep, make sure you keep it far away, that it's not easily accessible. Like axe, cutlass, and all that. Those ones, we don't recommend people to keep
Inside the house.
inside the house. It's not advisable, because you don't know the temperament of everybody in the house. And there are people who go to take some substances that will come back, and the story
The
will
eye
be
is not
different.
clear again. They'll
Eye is
start
not
doing
clear
things.
again.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So what else are the things? There are plenty. Oh.
Plenty. If you are under attack in the home, there's an invasion of your home, make sure you put on this security light
You should put them on.
and put off all internal lights.
Okay. So all outside lights
Must be on.
Put them on. Internal
Internal
one,
light, put them off.
Why, sir? Because somebody had told me
Because-
that you should switch off all the lights outside.
Outside, because you should see what is happening outside.
Okay.
Have a good idea what is happening, who is out there, where are they moving to. But if you off it, you will not be able to know.
Okay.
So if you off it, it will be more difficult for them to see your movement inside, if they peep.
Okay. Okay,
But
so you switch off the inside one so that they
They
can't
don't see you
what you are doing.
what you are doing.
Then the outside one
You
should be
put it
on so
on.
that you can see,
You can see
what they are doing.
what they are
Okay.
doing, what is happening outside.
Okay.
So if that is done, we'll find that we'll be in a better position to
Take
help
a proper
ourselves.
decision.
Proper decision.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's serious. So,
So we'll talk about keys, where to keep the keys. So another thing I want to mention here is when you you go to rent a house, either one room or a bungalow or whatever. As you are going in, make sure you change all the locks.
okay, if we move into a new house,
A new house,
you must change all the locks.
change all the locks.
Why is that, sir?
Because the people who left,
Okay, may have copies of
they
the
have
keys.
copies of you can duplicate keys now.
Okay.
So if you don't change the locks, you're endangering your life. So change all the locks. Don't expect the landlord to come and change the locks for you.
Change the locks yourself.
Change the locks yourself. It's for your personal security.
Okay. Now, when we change locks, what kind of locks should we put? Is it any type of lock or that will work, or there are specific types of locks?
There are security locks. The carpenter should be able to advise you on what kind of lock to use, depending on the door you are using.
Okay.
Yes. And there are very strong doors, locks that you are sure they cannot be easily
Manipulated or opened.
manipulated or opened.
Okay.
You know. There are locks that if you carry just small pin, you just to just open.
To open. Okay.
So
So are there locks that those type of things will not work?
there are locks that they cannot open them.
Okay.
Even padlocks. Padlocks.
For the gates.
For the gates, you have to get very good padlocks. They don't come cheap anyway. They could be expensive. But security is an expensive business.
As you said, security is an expensive business.
If
So,
if you say it's expensive, try insecurity.
yeah.
Which one is better?
Mm.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
So locks.
Locks.
Okay, you had even talked of the doors before, the kind of doors we put in
We
our
put it,
houses, and then also the locks. They are very, very.
very, very key. Very, very
Important.
critical. Now, let me ask you, when last did you change your locks in your house?
Maybe when once when the key broke in the door, and that's a long time ago.
You see? Or periodically change your locks.
Even when we didn't move house.
Yes.
Why?
Periodically change your locks. You can never know. Try to use stronger doors as time goes on, locks as time goes on.
Okay.
Occasionally you change the locks. You don't change them at the same time. You can
Small.
change 1, change 2, change 3, so that you don't feel the weight.
So, but these doors, these locks were changing. Is it all the doors in the house or the doors leading outside?
The doors, you start with those leading outside. Then the rooms, particularly the master bedroom, the bedroom of madam and others, like that. You continue to change them. If you don't change them, one day you find that they lock. They hook. And
It
you
won't work.
It won't
We
work.
want to open.
So just make sure I change my locks every 2 years or every 3 years. I change my locks.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you need to check, especially the doors that you don't use often, like the back door.
The back
You
door.
should check and be sure that it is working. The back gates.
Occasionally the back gate, make sure you oil the lock.
Okay.
So that you make sure it is serviceable.
Mm.
As the day you want, if you allow it for 1 year, you don't touch it for after 1 year. You go and find that you want to open it.
The day you want to run, the doors will not open.
The door will not open.
Okay.
But if you service it, it will be useful.
Sir, you have said so many things today. And unfortunately, we have run out of time. Time is not our friend today. We'll probably have to have you come again to still talk to us about other issues of security. But just to ask as you wrap up, this security we've been talking about, if we are doing all these things, does it mean as Christians, does it mean we lack faith? Why do we need to do all this? And since God is supposed to be protecting us, He's watching our comings and our goings, we have been praying for Him to watch over us. Why do we have to do all these things?
Then we can equally go and lie down on the highway and expect Christ God to protect us.
Okay.
Is it possible?
No, we will not do that.
We'll go and set our houses on fire and then pray to God to save us.
I want to
Okay.
I want to talk to I want to ask question.
All right, go ahead. What's your
Concerning-
name and where are you
concerning
calling from?
Food that our women cook. If they cook the food and then leave it open, you know there are some instances. There are some wicked people that will come and put poison. So and once that food is not covered, and then the children or anybody that eats the food from that poison something will die. What can we say about that one?
Okay, sir. I guess this is more for people who live in communal houses. Yes, instead of yes.
If you live in a place where it's not your own apartment, you live in maybe one room, or face me, I face you, or where more than one family, then your wife has to be extra careful when she cooks and where she keeps her foodstuffs, where she keeps her water, and after cooking, where does she leave the food in the kitchen or takes them
Into the house.
into the house.
I think they should take them into the
You should
house.
take the food into your house or to your room, so that the food will be safe. But if you leave it in the kitchen, even wild gecko can kill you.
Okay.
Cockroaches can fall into.
Anything can enter.
Anything can enter there. So
Yes.
food should be covered, properly covered, so that other things will not go into there and cause us discomfort.
Thank you so much, Mr. Baba, for coming. You've told us so many things. Me too, I've seen so many things I have to do. The issues you raise, viewers, all the phone numbers you need to get. Police, so we've said, civil defense, fire service, your neighbors' numbers, have them on your phone. If you have not done them today, before this week runs out, have the numbers, so call in case of emergency. He has also talked about making sure that our houses, the buildings itself, is safe. Then the actions that we ourselves also need to take. And one of the things I picked from him is that even when an architect is designing your house, you have to have a discussion with security experts before that house is designed and built. Thank you so much, viewers, for staying with us till the end. Thank you also for all those who called in the course of the program, and for those of you who have posted your messages and comments on our Facebook page. Thank you so much for staying with us till the end. We hope you have learned, and we are going to practice all the things that Mr. Baba has told us today. Thank you so much, Mr. Baba, for being with us, and we hope we will see you again on another edition to talk about other issues of security. Thank you so much. God bless you, and may the Lord continue to keep us safe in the midst of the problems we find ourselves in this nation. But let us also play our own part as we pray to God to keep us safe. God bless you, and see you same time, same place, Equa Television next week. God bless you.